relate with all of the fixins. I want you tuned in like y'all finna miss it. I want them asking who all in the kitchen. I want no salt or no heart in my mission. Fuck a bag, I'm in the vault, I'm relentless. Walk with a big stick for vaulting the fences. Talking that big shit, but I can defend it. Measure response like all of the inches. Better act like they know, ain't no room to slack.
Hey, what's up? This is Off the Top, J-Rob, episode number 11, right? And we got first verse in the building. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be here. How y'all doing?
Great, great. So, how's COVID season been affecting you?
I mean, it's been wild. Like, for me, working in the service industry downtown, shout out to Sound Pony, it changed things quickly there because, you know what I'm saying, we had specifically the legislation here that closed the bars first, you know what I'm saying? And we actually, Sound Pony had closed before that came down the first time. But it's been up and down, and but man, I've been blessed, you know what I'm saying, for sure. Like looking through all of it, things came through when they needed to come through, you know what I'm saying? People came through. Shout out to all my people, you know what I mean? Like, so it's been a wild time, you know what I'm saying? But just more in the context of how the whole world has been, it's been wild, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. So, tell us about yourself a little bit. Give us a little intro.
Man, I'm first verse. I've been rhyming since I was probably like 11, 12. Recording music since I was probably like 13, 14, and releasing it since I was 17. I'm 35 as of today, you know what I'm saying? And enjoying every minute of it. So I'm part of a group called Oil House, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Algebra, Dr. Freeman, Saron the 7th, Mike D, Pay, DJ Nutter. Shout out Victor too, you know what I'm saying? But I rock with a band. Shout out Verse and the Vapors, you know what I'm saying? Malachi, Mason, Bobby, Chris Combs, DG, everybody that ever rock with us, you know what I mean? Fortunate to be a Cypher 120, you know what I'm saying? Alumni, regular. Shout out Written Quincy, shout out Ryan, shout out Claire, shout out Patoti, shout out everybody over there, you know what I'm saying? Like, fortunate to be a part of this city, man. Okay, kind of the hip hop culture, but the music culture at large, and just kind of the community. A lot of which is part of that downtown culture. The Yeti, the Sound Pony, the Fassler Halls, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like the different people that we work with down there.
Dope. So how does it feel to be one of the dopest artists in the town of Tulsa?
Man, it's always felt good for people to say that, but it feels even better now because it's like, before people would say shit to me like, "Oh, you the best rapper in Tulsa," and but I knew they didn't have no respect for Tulsa rappers, so it only meant so much, even if it meant, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was well intentioned. It's like now, if you say I'm the best rapper in Tulsa or I'm one of the best artists in the state or whatever it is, it means a lot, especially coming from people that are aware of the culture, because I feel like it's a ton of artists you could say that about. You know what I'm saying? It's a ton of rappers in the town that you could say are the best with respect to how good rappers are in the town. And they, you know what I'm saying, they make they strong case. So yeah, it feels good to have people feel that way, to have you feel that way, to have whoever wrote the question feel that way, you know what I'm saying? But it's, like I say, it means a lot more now, not just because of the talent level, because I feel like we had a mean talent level the first time I would hear people say stuff like that. But I didn't feel like the people at large respected it that way. You know what I'm saying? I think now it's like it's so undeniable what we've got here. It feels very good to be included in that.
Yeah, and it's almost like, I mean, it's like the more work that you put in, I feel like the more worth that you feel towards yourself. Like, you know, because the more and more that you work, then you're like, you know, the more that people recognize what you are, then it's like, I feel like once you hear it enough times and when you put in enough work, you really learn that, I mean, I feel like that is a true, you know, statement. Like that is a true, I mean, question, because the question I asked, you know, how does it feel to be the dopest? And it actually wasn't even written down. I just thought of that in my head. But,
nice.
you know, because, I mean, you are one of the dopest. Everybody knows that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, anybody that knows anything about Tulsa hip-hop and rap, they're going to say that you're one of the dopest, or if not the dopest, or the best or whatever. But I know it's not a competition, you know.
Right.
But it's like there's a lot of people that are actually like really good in the town, you know what I'm saying? And but I have a bunch of questions. I have a few.
I got time.
So
today I got time.
What inspired the name?
The name actually. So in, I would say, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. I guess this falls in the lines of telling you about myself. Shout out to my pops first and foremost. He is a computer programmer, and he always had like computers around the crib. So I would record. That's how I kind of got started recording early. But even before then, I was making mixtapes, because this was around the time we had Napster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might be dating myself, but I already stated my age. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I started making mixtapes, and I had a few different names. Well, one of them that stuck was DJ Versatile. And I would have mixtapes that I would burn and take to school. And as we started recording more, and I felt better about what we were recording, like different tracks that I'll produce or just record, mostly producing, I would slip them in with the mixes. So that was where Versatile started it. It was DJ Versatile, and shout out Ryan Wilson. He started calling me Verse. Like, it was a few other people that it just kind of was like Verse for short.
Yeah. And
then when me, Keno, and Mike Dubs started like really recording a lot, which was kind of around that same time, like 14, 15, I was always rapping first on the songs, because we were a group called The Fam. We actually had a song called Country Crunk Shit that was I don't know how they played that trash mix on the radio, but they played it because we recorded it on the dustiest mic, so I'm sure somebody wasn't too happy about that. But shout out K Jams from way back then. But
wow.
Yeah, it was like I was always rapping first, so it just changed the first verse. I think it's just kind of in the looking at how a lot of rappers kind of have these different monikers, different ways you can kind of give some variance to your identity, and it was just like, okay, first verse. Dope. And that's how that happened, and kind of stuck around. And I think more recently, to make it a little bit easier to find my music, because there was some difference in the like on Apple Music, for instance, it's all of it is under first verse. On Spotify, my last album before VSXO, The City That Always Sleeps, it's under verse with first verse in parentheses. So I was like, let me make this shit simple, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, dope.
And a little more distinct.
Dope. So is that something a lot of people know, or is that only very few people know?
I think that's few people know. A lot of people ain't asked. There's a few people that would ask, like, where did that come from, and I'll tell the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, it went from DJ Versatile to people saying verse for short to rapping the first verse, and I was like, all right, like, that'll be first verse then.
Okay, dope. So I have a polarizing question for you, and after this, I'm gonna try to run through a bunch of them so we can get a lot in this period of time. But I have a polarizing question: who's your favorite 2 artists in the town?
Favorite 2 artists in the town? Man.
That's always a tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
There's too many to even name. But whenever the first thing that pops in your mind, like, who is it? It could be yourself as well.
I wouldn't pick myself just because, I mean, I feel like that's
no,
it's kind of cheap self-promotion to do, you know what I'm saying?
Course,
but I mean, everybody can look at it different. Man, my 2 favorite artists in the town. So I'm trying to look at it objectively and think just who I listen to the most. I don't know if I can narrow it down to 2. Cause there's so much of what different people contribute, and over the course, you got to think like now, especially for the past since 2011, I've been immersed in kind of what the local music culture is. So it's like right now, like the album I listened to more than anything last year was Shaheem's especially From Here. But that was like even overall, I think I listened to that more than anything except the last Killer Priest album. But man, even just trying to pick one more for the last year, like Keem and Don put out a fire project. You know what I'm saying? MC's project was fire. Saran the Seventh.
See, you know what?
Saran, Saran for me is like he's been one of my favorite MCs for that whole period. You know what I'm saying? So, if I had to pick, I would think he could be one of them. Just for that consistency. You know what I'm saying?
But it's hard to narrow it down.
It's hard because
when I asked Steph, I mean, he literally just like said like 10 to 20 people's names. Like, I was like, okay.
Exactly, that's the thing, because it's like you got like Ailla's putting out some incredible music.
Yeah.
Paris been putting out some fire shit, pushing. Jerry just dropped a fire project.
Yeah, bro. You got all the like a lot of the favorite artists that you talking about. There are a lot of people my favorite artists as well.
I've been listening to a lot, and see, like for me, like Steph, Tone, and Keno, because we all world culture music, I can damn near take them for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause Steph to me is as important, hands down, as any artist in the town. I think it's easier to see that right now. You know what I'm saying? Or it's easier for people to think that in terms of like the position he in. Mm-hmm. But if you check his files, if you go back and listen to them songs, the shit was there. You know what I'm saying? The whole time. Like, so it's like, if you listen to Visions, so like, I feel like you can't leave somebody like Steph off a list like that just because, like I say, for me, it's more, I'm used to, we talk all the time, we work together, so it's like, but I don't take that shit for granted. I listen to a lot of Tone shit, you know what I'm saying? Same thing, like that's my dog, like, so we talk a lot, but I was listening to No Previews heavy the last couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? Like Keno, like I say, me and King Cut started recording together. I think we had both been recording a little bit on our own, but yeah, I mean, like really getting into it was that same time, you know what I'm saying? Like 13, 14. So it's like, this the man that made Own It and Cutting Up, you know what I'm saying? And I saw them motherfuckers turn up, you know what I'm saying, here, like people here, and give them something. So it's like, man, it would be hard even at any given moment to say like the two favorites.
Yeah, so it's just pretty much the whole scene of people that are like that care about the art and the craft.
Youth, his fucking album.
Yeah,
I listened to that. That would be for the last year. It would damn near be them two, Shaheem and Youth album, because like I listen to so much of Youth album over and over. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like I'm jamming that shit, but I've been jamming the shit out of Dreamland lately from Steph. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that MC, that it is what it is. Like the quality, it's 5 joints on that, but the quality, you know what I'm saying? Like that ride, like that's a record that's gonna age well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
there's so much of that going on now.
For real.
I feel like I need to pull out my phone and not forget.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you can.
I feel like we have
a good grasp on that.
Yeah. Like I say, it'd be hard to narrow it down to two. Yeah. That is polarizing. Shout out Bambi.
Yeah. See, every time I ask that, I feel like people get a little flustered or like, however you would explain it, because people want to say, everybody, because it's so hard. You don't want to leave people out. I know how it is when King asked me some stuff like that during one of the interview he did for me. I was like, and I left out people, and then I was like, oh man. I feel like there's so many people I want to shout out. I was just thinking of like a Johnny Polygon. Shout out to him who took me on the furthest I went on tour. You know what I'm saying? Took me to New York. We went through Chicago, KC, and Cleveland.
But yeah, like what he's done, you know what I'm saying? Like he's worked with Kid Cudi. He was on Nas's album, you know what I'm saying? Toured with Nas.
That's crazy.
Like, and you know what I'm saying? You can't understate what he did and what, especially for us, for the me, Steph, the people that was coming up in that early 2010s, like he was one of the only people, especially that we saw like kind of outside of like really hardcore rap. You know what I'm saying? Like there was like he paved a lot of way. He showed that you could get out and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta just work your ass off.
For real. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. And I have a lot more questions to ask, but in one sentence, what is your philosophy on life?
Damn. Read a lot of fucking books.
Okay, dope. I have
No,
another question.
I don't know. That's a tough one too, because I'm just like, man.
Yeah.
That's actually what made me think of that. It's like, man, it's so hard for me to make one blanket statement. You know what I'm saying? Love. That's my philosophy on it.
Live with love and stay educated.
Just love. Take that. Well, fuck the books, because some people can't read. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they need love too. So love.
Okay, dope. So, in one sentence, what does it take to be successful?
God.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
I think yeah.
So are you religious?
I wouldn't say I'm heavily religious.
Maybe religiously spiritual?
But definitely spiritual. Religious enough. I grew up in the Christian church, and I think there's just so much of the more you learn about how people interpret scriptures and holy writings and how they're kind of interconnected, and how anyone who embraces a specific religious doctrine won't really want to buy into that too much. It's kind of like, I just feel like it's got to be what God, or I hate to like unspecify, but whatever the universe, whatever the divine spirit has for you, it's kind of like that's where your success is going to be.
Definitely.
I think defining your own success is how you're successful. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can look at any number of things that we perceive as success. Like when people talk about, has anybody from here made it or something like that? It's like, it's a bunch of motherfuckers from here made it. Like but not in the sense of, if you're looking at, you need to be like this artist or this person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you define your own success, you're gonna be successful. You woke up today, you know what I'm saying? We all woke up today like that.
Yeah,
that's a success, you know what I'm saying? And not to undercut like big goals or anything like that, but it's just like, I think if what you define as success is what God has for you, then you're gonna be successful.
Definitely. So, in one sentence, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, exactly where I want to be.
Dope. I love that answer. I got another one. This one's kind of random, but what's your favorite place to eat in Tulsa?
Ooh, favorite place to eat. Okay. TNT for the family vibes. That's my family.
Okay.
Lone Wolf for the fries and the vegan chicken. Man, I ain't been eating out like that lately, so I'm having to think through. I mess with Fat Guys, but
yeah, those are some good places.
Waffle that. Shout out Waffle that.
Yeah.
Oh, OJ Veggie.
Okay, dope.
You know about OJ Veggie?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna put you on. It's a vegan spot and he cooks. It's all type. The menu is loaded and all of this shit is good. He does like a stroganoff, vegan stroganoff of jackfruit, chicken and dumplings, jackfruit, like chicken strips, jackfruit sesame soul chicken. There's a breakfast sandwich that's fire, where it's like I think he got like cauliflower and something that's like what would be the egg, and then it's like he got this protein mix for what would be the meat patty or whatever.
Yeah.
Pancakes, that shit is fire. Yeah, shout out OJ Veggie, man.
Okay, dope.
Right now, yeah, that's probably my with what my diet is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But TNT is like my
Yeah.
first, just because like, man, they literally, yeah. When Steph Simon said TNT fed a nigga when I was dead broke, like I felt that. Like that
Yeah.
was I went to work popped before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been
And it
waiting
was
for
like,
someone to bring up TNT Wings.
Man,
They're
man.
amazing. I've only been there like once, but they're amazing. And another place, I mean, that I would recommend, I don't know, I mean, El Rancho is pretty good too. I mean, it's a taco truck over at 41st and Garnett. It is
41st and
phenomenal.
Garnett.
I would definitely check it out.
El
sometime.
Rancho?
Yeah, El
Okay.
Rancho. Yeah.
I'm gonna check
okay,
it. I'm gonna
so,
check that out.
all right, cool. And let's run through a few more because we're running a little bit short on time. So let's
You
just
good,
speed
you good.
through the rest of this. But
I
I
know
feel like this
we
is,
got started late. It's all good.
yeah. I feel like this is one of I feel like it's a very important question. So what does Black Wall Street mean to you in a short summary?
Man. It means to me it's enormously significant to Black history, I feel like. Because in order to understand the Black experience in America, so much of what you have to deal with is the legacy of slavery, the legacy of white supremacy. And especially, like, I think now people have never wanted to talk too much about the unsavory aspects of history, especially if it would implicate people who are around who would, you know what I'm saying, who wouldn't want to hear that. But specifically, again, with Black history, you have to talk about slavery and to kind of understand what that means. But unfortunately, too often, like, that's all you hear. Like, this is what you only hear, kind of the low parts. You don't hear about something like Greenwood and its successes, because there's a vested interest in order to keep somebody down, in order to keep a group of people down, you have to kind of paint this picture that they're inept. So if you constantly focus on the struggle and on them being on the lesser end of a power struggle, then that's kind of how, to an extent, people will see themselves. Like, knowing to try to explain what white supremacy is and what Black people, what people of color, but specifically Black people, are up against.
Mm-hmm.
It can be sprawling, you know what I'm saying, and it'd be something where people would just rather not talk about.
It's a very multifaceted problem. There's a lot of different things. I mean,
Exactly.
It sounds like it's like a. I mean, it sounds like it's a portrayal of people in a certain way to create some sort of mind control, so people feel less value themselves.
Exactly.
But it's like now with the resurgence of the local hip hop, music and culture within the town. Do you believe that Black Wall Street is stronger than ever?
I think it's interesting, and kind of to still finish the first question, my bad. With its significance, I feel like it's in one, that this isn't a story that you hear often, because it's, I mean, you had to have certain conditions that created it. You know what I'm saying? That created an actual space in America in early 1900s, post Civil War, where something like this could happen. But it was more, I think, more so than anything, why you saw it burn was because of the conditions. You know what I'm saying? Kind of across the country. So. It's a very important story to tell, and we can learn a lot from it the more we kind of delve into it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been trying to brush up on my knowledge, like read more as many books as I can find about it. Too.
Do you think it's stronger than ever now, though?
My bad. I was getting to that, but I don't think if you're looking at it from the financial standpoint, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't. There was a second boom, which a lot of people don't talk about. This was, I wanted to say it was between 1938 and 42, I believe, somewhere in there, around 1940, where it was built back and was stronger than before the riot.
Really?
But with building a highway through there, with urban renewal, and if you go down to Greenwood now, I think it has the potential to be stronger. I think it's going to be. I will say that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be bigger and better than ever before. Through actually like embracing the knowledge of what it was, what it can be, and what it should be, based on its symbolic significance to Black people across the country.
Okay.
So I don't think, like, financially, I can't honestly sit here and make the case that it's right now stronger than it ever was. But I believe it will be. I believe the blessing is there. I believe the timing is there. I think, we gonna get there.
Okay, dope. So, do you think unification is necessary? And if so, how can it be achieved?
Just among the city, among Greenwood, or what you mean specifically?
Generally, unification between all people.
I think that's what it needs to be about. It's people don't like to discuss the things that divide us, because obviously if we get hung up on them, it's easy to forget that all people are people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that there's nothing inherently better or worse about any one of us than the next of us. So, I mean, I think unification is important. But also knowing that there's some people that you're not gonna want to unify with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely.
There's certain, like, and ideally for me, because I'm all about, I like harmony. I like, you know what I'm saying, people like actually coming to understand this. I would rather have people have a discussion than an argument any day of the week. But while knowing full well that some people are just going to clash with certain ideas.
So basically, unification between good people is important, but the true division should be among the good versus evil.
I think for me it's even hard there to
it's hard to
distinctly
just,
be like, okay, these
that.
people are evil. Yeah, so it's like,
yeah.
I think unification is important. I think ideally, like I say, I would like for all people to unify and just kind of like understand that we are a part of, we all make the world go together, and the more we care about each other, the easier it's going to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We can actually, and that can be a thing, that it doesn't have to be this individualist, you know what I'm saying, shit that kind of keeps people from being happy anyway.
Definitely. So I have, we're probably about at like almost 25 minutes now. So I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, and just if they could be like quick answers.
I was going to say, you want to get a short answer? I know I'm a long answer.
No,
dude, so
I got
you.
I love it. But I'm going to ask you these, and these are very important too. I wish there could be longer answers for these, but then I'll throw you a couple oddball questions, and then we'll move into the last part.
Okay.
So how was your experience working on Fire in Little Africa?
Man, it was fun. It's odd to say that for me because it does have the gravity of us trying to tell the story of Greenwood and not just the race massacre, but obviously when you look at the dates, when you look at the significance of why we're talking about it, you know what I'm saying? That's a big part of it. And so it was almost odd to me to had that fun, but then I think I feel like I was ready for it. You know what I mean? Like as far as the telling the heavier parts of the story and having to deal with all of the kind of trauma that comes with that, the trauma that people have to process through.
It's probably very therapeutic to be able to tell a story of history and spread it to the next generation and be able to enlighten people and be able to get all of that off of your chest, because that is very important. And I feel like being able to put that into a form of, you know, art and writing and music is so much better than any other way people can handle stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like what y'all are doing with that and everything that y'all are doing is very respectable. And it's great. I love seeing how all y'all are already successful, and I feel like y'all are going to be even more successful in the future. And I feel like Black Wall Street will be stronger than ever. And I feel like the resurgence of the hip-hop culture in Tulsa will literally bring an entire awakening to people of all colors and next generations, and it's literally awakening people. So
I felt privileged, man. It was an honor to be able to be a part of that, to be in a position for God's timing to work out to where this is where we were. The fact that it happened right before the world shut down.
Yeah.
The fact that the people we brought in to try to help us get the word out.
And now the spotlight.
It was a visceral experience for them because of the world shutting down and the fact that they bought in.
And now the spotlight is on Tulsa, and it is on that. And then something like that, I believe, will never happen again, because we will not allow it, because we are knowledgeable of our history, and y'all are a huge thanks to bringing that information to people, and whether it's, you know, if it's difficult or if it makes people sad or whatever, that knowledge is so important. I feel like, so that is highly respectable. So what is one of the greatest accomplishments in your career in a very short sentence or two?
Oh man. My thought was having my family, you know what I'm saying? Having my son, my daughter, my lady, and being able to maintain that with everything that's going on. As far as a career thing, and I didn't want to say that because it's cliche, but that was the first thing I thought of.
That's great though.
Because I don't feel like there's a lot of ways it's not supposed to be family friendly. You know what I'm saying? So it was so much of that I was sold. But man, yeah. As far as career accomplishments, I could tell you that in 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Dope. Yeah, and we'll probably have more interviews.
I feel pretty good about the $30 copy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I still haven't got it. But
good.
One day, I promise you. I promised you a long time ago. But so I'm gonna ask you some off the wall, wild card, oddball questions. All right. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah.
Do you believe in
and that's probably recent, but yeah.
Do you think they're interdimensional beings from another realm, or are they from another planet, or are they from the Earth itself?
I just feel like it's so many motherfucking fish. There's so many fish that we have not seen.
Yeah.
And they're always discovering something that lives where there ain't really no oxygen, or there ain't really no, or it was some shit that was crawling up under some fucking ice. Everything we think nothing can live in, we find out something can live in.
Yeah.
And so it just seems it seems odd to think that in the vastness of space that it ain't shit else out there. So yeah, I feel like it could be whatever the fuck. Like we always we find you learn something new every day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, dope. So do you believe that the New World Order is a real thing?
I think there are definitely people that pull strings that we don't see. I think maybe they're not as easy as the explanations we get off of YouTube sometimes. But I think there could so I don't know how much. I would have to study it more to see how much the interconnectedness of like as far as like specifically like world leaders and just rich ass people and how like these different meetings they're going. There's definitely like secret societies are a thing. You know what I'm saying?
So
like it's not.
In a way, I could rephrase that. Do you believe in the global power structure of elites?
Well, there has to be. I don't know what the agenda is again specifically is as far as like taking over the world or who all's in on it, but there's definitely secret societies, and I don't scoff at the idea that they might not have our best interests. As far as like. Oh shit! As far as like all people. You know
See, what I've heard is that the goal is like depopulation for pretty much anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that goes for all of us. And I feel like that is one reason that people should unify. Because I mean, if something like that is happening, you know. But I mean, also, do you believe that the artificial superintelligence is going to take over the entire world and exterminate the human race? See,
I ain't got there yet.
Well, I have a feeling that might happen. You know what I'm saying? But I was just curious. I just wanted to see because I don't feel like nobody ever asked no questions like that during an interview.
No, that's an interesting.
But you weren't expecting
that. Yeah. Nobody's like, yo, do you believe in the New World Order? But yeah, I mean, again, there's. Like secret societies are a thing. I think they lend themselves to wild theories when they have hidden agenda. When these powerful groups have hidden agendas and shit. So.
Yeah. Do you think they? Who do you think killed JFK? Do you think any of them had anything?
I have to study it more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did you think about 9/11? You think that shit was legit? I mean, I know it happened, but I mean, do you think that the official story is true?
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of like once you get into those like the official stories. I'm not.
You don't want to put yourself in hot water.
Not even that. It's just like I haven't. I've heard that jet fuel does not burn hot enough to melt steel beams. So I'm like not foreign to the whole idea of like 9/11 was obviously that 9/11 was an inside job type shit. So again, for me, it's like I don't scoff at the idea. I don't know enough about.
Yeah.
I you know what I'm saying. I didn't deep dive into enough 9/11 information to be like, hey, this was an inside job.
Exactly. Yeah.
George Bush had put this whole play together. You know what I'm saying? So like,
there's that one song like Bush knocked down the towers. But anyways, I have one more question that's relating to that, and then we're gonna go to the shout outs, and then I'll explain the last part after this. But I have one more question. Have you heard about like the sodium fluoride in tap water? Do you know anything about that?
I stopped using fluoride toothpaste years ago.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I pay attention to I guess to alternative news as well. You know what I'm saying? Outside of just like everything is fine, everything you know what I'm saying type shit. But yeah, no, I had heard of fluoride being in the tap water.
Have you heard about how that calcifies the pineal gland? The pineal gland is known as the third eye.
Decalcify.
And did you know that if you take something called iodine, it will reverse it and it'll decalcify the pineal gland? Did you know that?
I don't know if I'd heard about the iodine.
Definitely look into that. But I guess I'm not trying to push any propaganda on you.
No,
but I definitely look it up. But you know what? We'll leave all that conspiracy shit for another time. Maybe we'll start another show. Like me and the homie Zach, we're talking about doing a show about conspiracies and all this shit. But
I think it's interesting though. I think it's a dope. It's you know what I'm saying to throw some different questions at people. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely,
Instead of coming asking like, what made you want to do this, where you come from,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
who are your favorites, or whatever.
None of that. You
Right.
weren't expecting none of that. That's funny. But okay, so now we're at the point where give any shout out you can think of. Just don't make it too long, but just shout out anybody you want to shout out. And then after that, you'll have 2 minutes to be able to either rap a written verse, freestyle off the top of the head, or rant about anything that you want to talk about. But first start with the shout outs, and then we'll do that.
Okay. Man, shout out the city of Tulsa. Shout out I'm gonna just leave it there. I feel like I definitely shout out hella people already. I'll say that. Shout out
We
the
have
city of
40
Tulsa.
minutes. I didn't even realize we've done a whole 40 minutes now.
It's all good.
All right, so now 2 minutes and rap or rant or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
And starting now.
Let me see. 2 minutes. What do I want to do? Damn.
Come on, you rap. Like you.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I could rap. I'm thinking about, I could talk about what's going on, what's coming up. I could talk. I don't know. Let's see. I know you got to get up out of here too. You're running late on time. What y'all want? Y'all want to rap? Y'all want to?
Yeah.
Y'all want to rant?
I
don't know. 2 minutes is long enough for a rant. So yeah, let me think of a rap. Let me see. One of my favorite raps from last year, or probably my favorite verse from last year, I'll kick that. That was on Live from the Quarantine. Shout out Combsy, shout out Mike D. I go like this. Hand you the manual while I gear shift. Call me what you want, but they gon' call me a lyricist. Cause I take it all counts, guilty, serious. And they couldn't really tell you how we built these pyramids. Can't miss it though. If you looking for it, here it is. Since a kid, like it was bottles of that serum in the crib. Say something slick, I probably wouldn't hear them if they did. What's a subliminal dart to a spear up in the rib? Point taken, raise the belt, don't play yourself. Playing against us is point shaving, layup looking like suspended animation, how I cradle it. Angles on angles like the halo on my angels lit. Feel blessed, though times was looking unsure. Shelves was getting empty from grocery to gun store. The times they told you to stack your funds for if you had funds to stack, but that's another story. My portion of the coverage published orally. Something to leave you so you can see through the sorcery. So if I step back, it's only to see the forest trees outdoors and scores like we couldn't find floors to sleep. It's ocean floor deep, the poor speaker problems at the top when you're not protecting the coral reef. Sincerely yours, I hope you feel me metaphorically. Coming to you live from the motherfucking quarantine.
Yeah. And the video just cut off, but the audio's still going. But hey,
Bomb.
Give it up for Bird. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.